I revisited the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos to see if there were any important updates or changes that we needed to know, starting from the drop-off to the departure through to arrivals.
Hi, my kings and queens, my beautiful and amazing viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another interesting, intriguing, expository, and most importantly, educative episode exactly for what we have going on here on the stable of life of an African woman, aka Victoria Chinyere, aka Tando. Call it whatsoever. Guys, we are back like we never left, and I'm super duper excited to be here grazing your screen on your timeline, guys. Thank you once again. I'm so hyped, so energetic, productive, and happy, right? But first off, thank you for your love, your support, your engagement. Let's keep the spirit coming. You see, these are the kind of things that really want me to always want to show up and do more and do better, guys. Now, straight up for what we have for today. But before then, please do not forget to destroy the like. I said destroy the like button, share and subscribe. If this is the first time here, don't make it your last, right? You don't want to miss out, right? Okay, now based on request, because I've got some of your comments saying, show us what we have going on in Nigeria, the infrastructures, and so that we can be on the know. Some of the things that makes up a country's development, growth, and success. GDP ranking are mostly the economy, infrastructure, and the management of the mineral resources, the educational sector, the medical sector, name it. There are so many things that you should put together, right, to make a country rank up there. And disclaimer, this is no comparison kind of video. Like I said earlier on, it's to show us what we have going on today, like you have seen according to the title, for the airport we have in the city, in the state, Lagos State of Nigeria International Airport. And on this other hand, for South Africa, the Johannesburg International Airport, I think it's also called Tambo. Correct me if I'm wrong. Guys, while I was on this, I was literally blown away. Like, it was breathtaking for this airport. Let me know, like, but for South Africa, somebody should tell me this is not an airport, because in God's name, what manner of infrastructure is this? Like, guys, I don't even know where to start from. Do people really tour around this airport and still sustain their breath? Like, now I see why South Africa is all ranked up there, like without stress, no dragging, no measures. You see, if you don't research, you will not know. And in the course of my research, like I said, I'm speechless. I'm blown away. All right, guys, I would really have us do this in phases, right? First of all, we're going to take the first clip, which is what you need to know, how to compose yourself, every details of all it takes to travel, like travel on a flight, every T, every dot, every info, right? That's why I tell you it's all educative, expository, and entertaining. Yes, based on reaction. We will see briefly what it takes, then come back and look at what Lagos State Airport, International Airport looks like. Now let's take a look at this and we will be right back.
Welcome to the beginner's guide on how to navigate your first time through an airport. Airports can be overwhelming and confusing, but with a little preparation and knowledge, you can make your airport experience a smooth and enjoyable one. In this video, we will cover everything you need to know from arriving at the airport to boarding your flight. Let's get started. The best time to book a flight is from Tuesday to the midnight on Wednesday to get the cheapest flights for the week. Also, remember to use incognito mode each time you search for a flight. Using a VPN can also help you get a cheaper airfare. It is recommended to book a domestic flight about 2 months before the travel and an international flight from 6 to 9 months before the departure date. The first thing you need to do is research your airline's baggage policy. Different airlines have different baggage allowances, so make sure you know what your airline allows and pack accordingly. Additionally, make sure to check if your airline charges for checked bags, and if so, how much. This can save you time and money at the airport. Next, make sure you have all necessary travel documents. This includes your passport, visa if required, and any other travel documents. Double check that your passport is valid and not expired. and that you have the necessary visas for your destination. It's always a good idea to make copies of these documents and keep them in a separate place in case of loss or theft. Keep all your essential items in the carry-on bags. If you have more than one checked-in bag, split your items half and half by putting half of your clothes in one and the other half in the other bag. Do the same for rest of the items. When planning your trip to the airport, make sure you give yourself enough time to get there. This will depend on the mode of transportation and the time of the day. If you're driving, check the traffic conditions and plan accordingly. If you're taking public transportation, make sure to check schedules and routes ahead of time. A basic rule of thumb is 2 hours before departure for a domestic flight and 3 hours for an international flight. When you arrive at the airport, follow the signs for your airline's check-in counter. You can also check in online before you arrive at the airport. After checking in, you will need to go through security. This can be the most stressful part of your airport experience. But with a little preparation, it does not have to be. Here are some tips to help you get through security quickly and efficiently. Make sure you're not carrying any prohibited items in your carry-on bag or on your persons. This includes liquids over 3.4 ounces, weapons, and sharp objects. Check the TSA website for a full list of prohibited items. Wear slip-on shoes and remove any metal objects such as belts and jewelry before going through the metal detector. This will speed up the process. Make sure all liquids, gels, and aerosols are in clear, quart-sized bag and easily accessible. You will need to remove this bag from your carry-on and place it in a bin for screening. Follow the directions of the TSA agents and be respectful of other passengers. If you are randomly chosen for additional screening, don't panic. This is a standard procedure. After going through security, check the departure board for your flight's gate number. Follow the signs to your gate, which will typically be located in a specific terminal or concourse. Most of the airports have big screens displaying your flight numbers and the departure times. Sometimes the gate numbers are displayed only about 2 hours before the departure time. Make sure to give yourself plenty of time to get to your gate, as some airports can be quite large. Once you arrive at the gate, listen for announcement and pay attention to the boarding process. Your boarding pass will indicate your boarding group, which determines when you will board the plane. Typically, families with young children, first-class passengers, and passengers with special needs board first. When it's your turn to board, present your boarding pass and any necessary travel documents to the gate agent. They will scan your boarding pass and direct you to your seat on the plane. During the flight, listen for the safety protocol of the aircraft. Make a note on where the toilet and other facilities are. Feel free to ask questions or ask for help. Remember to be courteous to other passengers by straightening your seat during meal times. Know if the food service is complimentary or paid. And if it is paid, ask for the mode of purchase. Closer to your landing, follow the instructions of the flight attendants and fill out any necessary customs and immigration forms. Upon arrival at your destination, follow the signs to customs and immigration. Newer airports might have pre-screening machines where you will be required to fill out all your travel information and take a photograph. These machines will then print you a copy to be presented with your passport and travel documents to the customs agent and answer any questions they may have about your trip. Collect your luggage from the baggage claim area. Most often, the flight number is displayed by the luggage belt on a TV screen. Sometimes, airlines will also announce the belt number while you are disembarking from the plane. Then proceed through customs. If you have a connecting flight, follow the signs to your departure gate and repeat the whole process for boarding your next flight. If this was your final destination, use the free airport Wi-Fi to figure out your next plan, such as booking a taxi or calling a friend for pickup or purchasing a bus ticket.
Wow. Were you taking notes? Because if you weren't taking notes, do well to replay this video, right? Get your informations, get every details recorded and jotted down so that you don't miss out, because I know this video will be more helpful to most people who are always on the go, traveling, touring, vacation, relocation from one country to the other, especially between Nigeria and South Africa for today. I'll definitely see how I can make this more often for different countries, airports, cities, towns, name it, exactly. But be that as it may, while we are at it, let me remind you again, have you subscribed? Okay, now first of all, let's take a walk to the city of Lagos, the state Lagos in the southwest region of Nigeria, which is one city that is so hustling and bustling, full of live activities of different kinds, different sorts. Yes, Lagos, when you mention Nigeria, the country Nigeria, from the west of Africa, you always know that Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, among so many other cities, are key cities, and in all of these cities, they sure do have international airports, if not all, majority of them, because Nigeria comprises of 36 states and its capital. I know it's the same thing for South Africa for their provinces. Yes, I think South Africa have about 9 or thereabout provinces, and for these provinces, best believe that they should also have their international airports where people, travelers, commuters can easily, fly from one country to the other or within the states, right? Exactly. And now, having known this and well explained, based on reaction and analysis, I've got a video that is well detailed, right, for Lagos International Airport as of 2025, right? And it took me a lot, and that's why I want you to appreciate me in the comment section. Okay, let's see what this airport looks like, and we will be right back.
I revisited the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos to see if there were any important updates or changes that we needed to know, starting from the drop-off to the departure through to arrivals. The airport has 2 terminals, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, but today we're starting with Terminal 2. It's been over a year since my last visit, so I wanted to see what's changed. The first thing you will notice is that you can now be dropped off right in front of the terminal. This wasn't always possible, and it makes things much easier, especially for those with heavy luggage or elderly family members. And looking at this, it seems like almost all international airlines have moved operations here. Now, what you are about to see is adorable. There's a new patrol officer at the entrance, a canine detective named Blondie. She's a Labrador trained to sniff out prohibited or diseased agricultural items in your luggage. Don't be fooled by her looks. Blondie is all business. Here's the real upgrade. Remember when several security agencies will hover around here, scanning and rechecking your luggage endlessly? That era is over. Manual bag searches have been eliminated, replaced by AI-powered X-ray machines that detect explosives, narcotics, currencies, and other prohibited items. If something suspicious is flagged, then and only then will your bag undergo a secondary manual search. That's why tables for agencies like Customs and NDLEA are still present. No more dragging your bags from one table to another. No more unnecessary delays. No more intimidation or harassment, hopefully. And next up, take the escalator or the elevator and you'll arrive at the main check-in floor. Once upstairs, you will be greeted by a host of airline check-in counters. Terminal 2 is no longer a backup. It's now alive and bustling. There's actual energy now. It's busier, better, and bolder, especially with more international flights departing from here. The flight information display system is live and running. The screens show flights for all 17 international airlines operating at both Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. But here's where it gets interesting. Some airlines check in at Terminal 2 here, but board passengers at Terminal 1. Others handle both check-in and boarding at Terminal 2. So always check the info printed on your boarding pass or confirmation email. This F51 to F60 is dedicated to APs. I think these are their passengers, right? This group of people here might be their passengers.
Yeah.
So many of them are their passengers to London, to other destinations. Oh, they set off for London? Anyway, yes, for London, a lot of people come early to the airport, yes. And here is something that stood out. Amongst all the airlines, only APs has dedicated check-in counters. Other airlines use shared counters, which is okay. But if you're not flying APs, I recommend arriving 4 to 5 hours early, especially during peak periods. There's also a dedicated section for oversized baggage check-in, located just beside AP's counters. This is where you check in anything large that can't go on the regular belt.
There's some bags that cannot go through. There's a link inside from here to the tarmac.
Okay, and guess who is here too? Emirates Airlines. Their counters are hard to miss. Seeing them return to Murtala Mohammed International Airport feels like welcoming an old friend home. And passengers with disability are prioritized at this terminal. Please check with your airline during your booking. Now, let's talk about something every traveler should know. There's a consumer protection unit desk right inside Terminal 2. It's actually at most of our departure terminals. Even at domestic terminals, you can get them there. And their job to protect your rights as a passenger. Think of them as your best friends at the airport. The unit is now much more efficient and responsive. And my advice, stop by their desk, collect their number. You'll never know when you might need it. And if that time comes, thank me later. Public Wi-Fi is not available at Terminal 2. So if you need to get online, it is best to sort that out before your arrival. As a matter of fact, there is no public Wi-Fi at any of the terminals, both Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Okay, so get yourself sorted out before your arrival. And what about the self-checking kiosks? They have been installed for a while now, but unfortunately, they are not operational just yet. Hopefully, that changes soon. I actually don't know why the delay. And let's go for that. Passengers have embraced the e-gates well. It's not as if they have option, but are getting used to it. It's nothing new here. E-gates has been here since 2023. They still have multiple agencies here at immigration, but their processes have improved drastically. Also, security has improved since 2023. It's now very streamlined and more efficient. However, some of the familiar procedures are still in place. You will still need to remove your shoes, belts, jewelry, and laptop and go through the usual checks for prohibited items and anything not allowed in the aircraft or cabin. More lounges have opened and duty-free options have expanded, though food courts and coffee shops are still missing. So grab a meal before coming to the airport or pack a snack. Premium passengers can always have something to eat in the lounge. Made it this far, you don't pass the real wahala. So go ahead, find your airline's gate and just chill while we take a look at what arriving passengers can expect and see whether that side has stepped up as well. I have to go down to the arrival hall. From here now, I can access the arrival area. And this is where passengers come out from. This area, you can only come out, you cannot go in. So that is why they have this screening machine here. It's a very sensitive area, but they have given us permission to get in. That's why I'm doing all these checks. So let's go see if there are any changes or any updates for arriving passengers. So let's walk through the process together step by step. Right after you deplane, you'll be greeted by this open walkway. You'll have a bit of walking to do, but don't worry, the travelator is active and working. Just walk up to it and it kickstarts into motion. It's a big help for elderly passengers, families, or anyone carrying a lot of stuff. And it can take more than 20 people. Port Health Desk is next. If needed, health forms will usually be handed out on the plane. There's nobody here for now because there's no flights on ground. And clean and accessible restrooms are located before immigration and at the baggage claim area as well. Now immigration comes next. Visa on arrival, follow the signs to the right. Otherwise, you may go to other side as both lead to immigration start line. For security reasons, I didn't film the immigration area, but got permission to only film the biggest update at arrival, the biometric e-gate. Now, here is the good news. I don't know if you've heard, but biometric scanning is now available for Nigerian passport holders and is a much quicker option if you're eligible. And to be eligible, you've got to be a Nigerian citizen, number one. You've got to be 18 years and above, number two. And your passport must be an e-passport. Now you're done with immigration, time to go collect your luggage. This is the baggage claim area. Isn't it beautiful? Have you noticed? Every corner of this terminal tells a story through art. From the glass panels to the walls in the departure hall, you will find local art forms that reflect the vibrant culture of Lagos. You will spot them on the walls around the baggage claim area too. Subtle but powerful, and it gives the baggage claim area a refreshing look. It's like the terminal itself is welcoming you with a warm embrace. I was told it was created to calm your senses, and it takes your mind away from the anxiety that comes with travels. Whether you are departing or arriving, these places quietly celebrate the creativity and spirit of Nigeria's most energetic city. This is the kind of terminal experience we've been waiting for. Clean, efficient, thoughtful, and uniquely Nigerian. Carousels are faster, and there is a way less waiting around these days. We have about 5 carousels, all right? But right now, no flights on ground now, okay? So the whole place is empty. And then here you have your trolley bay where you can pick up your trolley. These ones are for 3,000, all right? These are for 150 naira. So these ones are paid for. Now I'm going to tell you the ones that are not paid for, because they say that these airport trolleys are not paid for. And you'll be wondering, but they charge me money. So I'm going to show you the ones that are free. From the colors, you'll be able to differentiate. The blue ones are paid for, the black ones are free. But in case you need a porter service, they offer that as well. So this one is 3,000 naira and it comes with the porter service. So the porter service is inclusive of the 3,000 naira that you're going to pay. But this is 150 naira, doesn't come with porter service. Porter service is 1,500. So depending on how much luggage you have, you can pick what works best for you. There's no duty-free area and no food courts in this part of the terminal until you get. By now, you have collected your luggage. Sometimes they search you or just wave you through. It's a hit or miss. Unfortunately, no flights were on the ground during filming, so I couldn't show the actual process. And from there, you move to the arrival hall. Welcome to the arrival hall of Terminal 2. Let me give you a heads up. Nothing is sold here. No shops, no snacks, just a bohor de change. So plan well, especially if you're traveling with children or elderly relatives. Let's walk you through the rest of your arrival process. As you can see, a lot has changed at Terminal 2 since we last visited. It's more organized and more welcoming. Also, it has newer equipment, modern system, and feels more like the international gateway we have been waiting for. Sure, some gaps remain, like Wi-Fi, the check-in kiosk, food courts, and one or two other things, but the progress here is undeniable.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Although we can say for a 5-star international airport, it's considerable, it's quite beautiful, it's amazing, the infrastructures, the facilities, in fact, the check-in, check-out, arrival, departures, security, immigration, name it, as stated, as seen in the video. It's very, very okay. Let me know lie for at least a state international airport. Of course, remember, Lagos State is not the capital of Nigeria. It was once the capital. For 2025, as we speak, Abuja stands and remains the capital. And this is not Abuja International Airport. Mind you, I just felt like, let me just bring this. And I'm so impressed with how the lady actually detailed her information and everything we needed to know. And as well, I tried to see how I could sort out or look for videos as search for the airport for South Africa based on reactions and other people's coverage, but it took me a lot. I couldn't really get exactly what I wanted, but I did got something fantastic, something amazing. And guys, I was really, really blown away. I have to put them in the way that it will suit me and suit you guys as well. But be that as it may, for what we have for the one and only South Africa's international airport in the city of Johannesburg, Tambo, let's go there and see what we have. Magnificent. Magnificent. Oh my god, what is this? Is this an airport? Like, I think this is in 2 floors or 3, right? The infrastructure, the shops, the supermarkets, everything well functioning and aesthetically pleasing. Oh my god, this is supposed to be like a museum. Not really a museum, an artwork, a piece of artwork where people should just go and stare and look and, feed their eyes based on what is going on there, because this is more than an airport. If someone is not guided literally, you will definitely miss your way. I'm telling you. And I don't know how they direct people who are first timers there on how to go about it. That was actually what I was looking for. Maybe in some other videos, I will look out for more of, directives and more details, in-depth details, right? But for today, this is what we have, guys. Look at the statue of Nelson Mandela, guys. anyways, I am really impressed with what I am seeing. I am really blown away. Like, it seems as though most of the infrastructures in South Africa are built by, I don't know, people who really take out their time, their effort, their energy, and put it in place so that in years and years to come, guys, it will always remain new. It will always remain the same, because I think this airport is quite old, but still due to maintenance, it's still looking the way it is. And I'm like, what? Anyways, if you have more details, information, whereabouts, directives, and how commuters can easily find their way around, more, in fact, more pleasant things to say about this airport, whether you're a South African or a commuter that has used this airport, let's know in the comment section, because it's sure definitely going to help a lot of people who wants to use this airport and help them find their way around based on bookings, just like we've heard. In fact, more informations are needed in the comment section, as good as we've seen for Nigeria. Exactly. So now it's over to you guys. What do you have to say? Leave them all in the comment section, and please tell me one interesting thing about this airport. Have you used the Nigerian airport for Lagos International Airport, Murtala Muhammed International Airport? Pardon me, I didn't mention it. Murtala Muhammed International Airport. That's the name of the airport for Lagos. Leave all your thoughts, your opinion, your input, your comments down there in the comment section, and let's have this comment section bubbling, okay? If you don't even have anything to say, just say well done, thank you, Thando. I will really do appreciate it, because it took me a lot, and I promise that fun, interesting, expository, and more entertaining, captivating, educative videos like this will always be put out here, as much as we should have going on for other related topics. And guys, sure believe that this channel is definitely targeted to give you nothing but premium quality, and I'm still trying to see how I can be infusing 1 or 2 clips or videos of some fun things around me, about me. But the funny thing is that I am not the outgoing type. My life is a kind of boring. I'm always indoors, so anytime I go out, I do a thing that is interesting. I'll put it up here with other videos, right? So we're trying to spice things up. Stay glued, go nowhere. All right, guys, I don't want this video to be too lengthy. Let's just hold up and talk in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. Until your one and only Thando, aka Victoria Chinyere, aka Life of an African Woman. I will sure see you by God's grace in my next one. But for now, do have a lovely, a blessed, a peaceful, a happy, and a very successful day out there, wherever you are watching me on your screen. For now, ciao.